Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my most humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of our loving Swami. My most humble Sai Rams to our revered and respected elders, our sisters and brothers, and to all the wonderful children of the loving Sai family. It is my privilege to once again welcome all of you to yet another edition of Saicast. It's my pleasure to place before all of you today the divine message of Swami, which is titled, Greed is the cause for degeneration of man. In this message, Swami speaks about the concept of war, which was conceived by human minds and executed thousands of years ago. The fight which began over land between one or two kings during the earliest periods is the genesis for the full-fledged wars as we witness them today. All these thoughts relating to warfare entered the minds of humans only due to their highest level of greed. All through human history, it is greed and greed alone which has caused the degeneration of man. Swami says, man's fight has always been due to his greedy mentality to grab land, and this is the root cause of most wars. Sadly, man forgets that all the land here belongs to nature or God. Can you ever be successful at grabbing land which originally belongs to God? Never, says Swami. Swami again reminds that you are all here on a divine passport with a temporary visa issued by God. Since you have a very short stay here, do not ever think of collecting or accumulating anything. Instead, just be with God and live happily only by sincerely following His divine guidance. Let us now listen to the message as dictated by Swami. Om Shri Sai Ram. Greed is the cause for degeneration of man. The degeneration of man began thousands of years ago. The root cause was the weakness of man for annexing land and having ownership over it. During that period, only land and beautiful green pastures were easily available. Therefore, man desired to capture land and annex it to his existing kingdom. This annexation was started just by one or two kings several thousands of years ago. However, over time, man's fight over the size of land annexed and owned by the kings began to increase. When one king found out that the other had more land, then there was a fight for capturing that land. Thus started the first wars on the face of this earth. After a few hundred years, these wars brought in not only annexed land, but also men, women, children and their cattle stocks, grains, etc. Wars therefore became a more lucrative venture for the kings and warlords. Thus, wars became a regular feature and the world began witnessing several wars which lasted for months and even for years in some cases. What exactly is the root cause for these wars? It is nothing but greed, greed and more greed. Greed brings along with it several other negative tendencies like anger, hatred, etc., which lead to looting and forced grabbing, causing large number of deaths and destruction. My dear children, what we are witnessing today is nothing but an extension of the mindsets of humans which they had thousands of years ago. The only difference is that nowadays the systems of warfare are fully computerized and highly technology driven. Without actually going into a real war, the countries can still be at war with each other, that too even without firing a single bullet. Suffice it to say that the madness of man has multiplied manifold. What is important to understand is, wars originally began over wastelands. The land is owned by nature and nature is God. This means that humans are wanting to capture and possess all that which belongs to God and still be happy. Will they ever succeed in their foolishness? They cannot and will not. That which belongs to God will always remain with God only because He is Almighty. Always be aware that you are just a transit passenger on this planet with a passport and a temporary visa from God. You have a short stay here, after which you have to bid goodbye for one more time. Your duty here is to realize God by totally surrendering your life at His lotus feet. That is how a wise man should act when on earth. However, do understand that if you have a heart of gold, God will give you tons of gold, because God knows that as and when needed by God, you will be only too happy to graciously return it to Him. My dear children, be always wise, happy and contented. Be always loving, sharing and ever giving. Life is too short to hate or to collect anything. You must collect only God's divine love. My blessings and grace to all my children. Your Baba. Jai Sai Ram.